Well, without any further ado, I haven't got any viewers at the moment. I'm in my log store and I'm trying to get it together. Yes, the roof is not finished, or no, the roof is not finished. One way or another, the roof is not finished, and I've got some time to actually get on with the log store. I can't get the material, so I have some slate here. I have some felt. I've boarded the roof. I've got some sterling board on the roof. I've got some fascias on there, but I haven't got no batten. I normally have loads of batten here on a regular basis, but there's none here at the moment. Well, look, the idea of this live stream on YouTube is so important that I try and keep you updated where I am as a landscaper and as a husband and a father and a householder. And we're in uncharted territory. It's difficult times. We've never experienced anything so bad as this, apart from obviously during the war, and not that far back. But we have had things like the foot and mouth, and that was just absolutely dreadful. And we had when we had the fuel strikes, that was difficult times. You couldn't get any diesel, and we've had some recessions, and it's not been good. They were difficult times, but this is even worse. You know, the economy is being affected, our livelihoods are being affected, how people get around and their day-to-day is being affected, and we are creatures of habit, you know. And I'm just going to get rid of that one there. You know, just had a message come through. Cheers, bud. Thanks very much. And I did some content this morning, and the content was some old content mixed up with a bit of new, and it's really difficult to try and bring you new content of what I'm actually doing. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been landscaping and in the civil engineering game for probably 35 years. Yes, I get things wrong. Hi, bud. I do get things wrong. We got Mr. Tidy joined us now. Sheds. Hi, bro. How's it going? Yeah. How are you? New garden channel here. Yeah, no problem at all. I don't mind anybody sort of jumping on the back of this channel just to promote themselves. That's absolutely fine. That's what it's all about. It's all about helping each other. And over 30 years ago, when I started out in this business, there was never ever no help of anyone. I'm just going to get out the sun there a minute. Yeah, it's never ever received any help in the past, certainly when I started out, and I don't know what it was, but other landscapers never wanted to help each other. You know, we would talk to each other where we could, and that's no problem at all. And but they never really engaged. Nobody really wanted to say, you know, you can get this material from there, or I would do it this way, I would do it that way. I like the button. Hit the like button. Yeah, I will hit the like button. I don't know actually how I do that. Yeah, so much to learn about YouTube as well. You know, I've been putting those videos together. I've been trying to do my best, and you do get those people that are those keyboard warriors, but that's absolutely fine. I was actually condemned for brushing my hair, but it was just a habit that I had from a friend of mine. Rob Malloy picked up one day. He said I was always brushing my hair, and the reason I'm brushing my hair all the time is because I've got a Bobby Charlton coming, I think. I've lost it a little bit on the top, but we're all allowed to lose a little bit. But it's amazing how people pick up on those little things. So I'm going to continue brushing my hair for Lee if he's still out there. Plenty of keyboard warriors. Yeah, there is that shadow of a doubt. But for me, it's so important to be nice. It's important to be decent, and it's important to help each other. If it is the fact that I'm actually doing things wrong occasionally, I hope it is occasionally, I need to be pointed out where I'm going wrong. And you know, sometimes I get terminology wrong, and I'm not quite sure. I don't think I'm dyslexic, never been tested for that, but that's how it is. Johnny, any tips on growing a landscape business? Well, you know, I've talked about this before. You know, when you're starting a business, what you'll find is in life, you'll meet people, and they will talk about things in life in general, and they will say something like, when I was young, I was going to go to Australia, I was going to emigrate, I was going to do this, and it was always going to be what they were going to do. No problem, Tom. Yeah, it was always about what they were going to do, and they never got around to doing it. And I really believe that in life, if you don't make a noise, you won't make a sale. It's as simple as that. If you don't make a noise, you won't make a sale. I just got some messages coming through there on Facebook at the moment. Yeah, if you don't make a noise, you don't make a sale. So it's so important that how many contractors are actually really creative, where they could turn up in a garden, and I'll get to your answer, to give you an answer to that question in just a moment. But how many guys could, or girls could, turn up in a garden and use what's there and be really creative? Maybe some stone, maybe there's a little babbling brook at the end, some waste wood and some natural fauna in the garden that you could actually do, and things that you could make from in the garden. And it's so important to recognize that, like I said, if you don't make a noise, you'll never make a sale. So you just need to get there, and you can turn up with some sand and some cement, a few bricks, and then you can get going. But I think the best way to in answer to your question is, how do you start a landscape business, is just get there and do it. You're going to have to gain some experience. And certainly for me, I started off, after I came out of the military, doing a bit of civil work, doing civil engineering, going on site, benching manholes, doing roadworks, putting those curbs in. And then I started building people's gardens, laying a few slabs, because I was laying those big old flagstones around people's houses. And that's where it started. And I think for many years I stagnated, because it was, I never stepped outside the box, and it was only these years later that I'm actually thinking in a different way to where I was many years ago. And you take those jumps, but we have to have some vision, don't we? We have to have some visions, and those visions that we have, I think this virus could be a wake-up call for all of us. Do a bit better and push a little harder. Thanks for your support. No problem at all. I'm going to read everybody's comments later. I will go on the live stream once it's loaded and it's out there, and I will answer everybody's comments, and just feed me back. It is a difficult time, but yeah, going back to how you start a landscape business, you just got to get there and do it, and gain some experience. Start very easily, maybe doing some maintenance, and start reading about your books and about your plant, reading your books about your plants, and when to prune, when not to prune, and start off that side. Then you can start going into the hard landscape. Do you work Saturdays, and if so, would you take a volunteer worker who just wants to? Yeah, and look, I don't know if you guys know, I'm just going to move over it at the moment. So go back to I'm going to get on with this. Yeah, just get out and do it. Maybe get some formal education. I went and did an HND when I was 40, I think it was 41, 42. Really difficult, really difficult. Bring up 3 young kids, and one of my little girl, she had a severe heart condition, and that was difficult times. And yeah, it was hard, but nothing comes easy, and you just need to put yourself out there. You need to inspire yourself, and before you start inspiring other people. We all get in a rut. We hold back and we don't move on, and we just need to take a deep breath and a leap of faith. That's what it's all about. Yeah, in respect, do I take on anybody to come along? Yeah, of course I do. If anybody wants to come along and spend a day with me, it's no problem at all. I'm more than happy. Phil Shaw, I'm good, Phil. I'm good, Phil. Touch wood at the moment. I hope all you guys are well out there, and just be safe. Just make sure you're safe. Love the motivation. Thanks. Hey, I love your motivation that you've actually taken time. I've actually been in the log store today, and I've done a live stream on, I don't know if you guys know, I run a forum on the internet, on Facebook. It's called Landscape and Survival with Johnyboy, the daily grind. If you want to get on there, if you want to be inspired, some of the guys' works on there is absolutely incredible, but they're not all motor mouths that like me, and I sort of take the lead a little bit and try and help and support. There's 20 moderators on there. We've got nearly 6,000 members. If you wanted some inspiration, get on it, get on Facebook, have a look for it, do a search, Landscape Survival with Johnyboy, and it's all about the daily grind and how difficult it can be. We all need support. We all need somebody to put their arms around us on an occasional basis. Yeah, but the thing that we're finding at the moment in the landscape industry, there's a real moral dilemma. A moral dilemma about whether we should be in work or whether we shouldn't be in work. Barry Barnsley says, Johnyboy, love the work and how committed you are. I have moved recently and will want to get to you for quote. That's no problem at all. I like people. I want to work with people. I want to help people. And soon after I do this live stream now on YouTube, I will be doing some live streams on my Facebook pages. What do you think is a sensible day rate these days? I find it strange how some people will call you dear, another will call you cheap on the same basis. Well, one of the things I was going to say, Alistair, is that you need to value yourself as a contractor, don't you? You need to value what you do, and in order to value what you do, is that they need to see what you are, what you're about your qualifications and your experiences. And you'll find more than often we have all these social network platforms for people to share what they are and what they do and a little bit more about themselves. And the fact is, people don't jump on it, contractors don't jump on it, and you need to get your story out there. One of the best ways to actually start to gain some work is that when you look at Facebook, people on Facebook, they go all those Facebook pages and it gets them work, fantastic. But sometimes when we go looking for Facebook, where do we look? We look on Google. Google is the number one search engine, and it's so obvious that sometimes it's there in front of you and you just can't see it. And I've been using Google for a long, long time. Get your customers and your potential customers, or even somebody, even if you are starting out, get somebody to post a review about what you've done, whether you've hung a door, done some papering, wallpapering, whether you've cleared up the garden, cleared up the leaves, took some rubbish to the tip, and that's how I started off. When I moved to Wales, I did garden clearance, and then what I found was that somebody want some paving being laid, they want some trees cut or some bushes, and don't get cutting those big trees if you haven't got the experience on it. Get on some courses and learn about this industry that we're actually in. It's a great industry. We need to attract some of the next generation, the emerging market, the youth into this industry, because it's nothing without them, and I gotta say that for me, I'm not going to get all political on here, but the annoying thing about Brexit was that we lost a lot of those migrant workers, and who were really good, and they were at a stage where they want to work, unlike some of the guys and girls back home here in the UK for whatever reason. So we've lost a few of them. I think your YouTube is great, a way of advertising future clients to get and see your work in progress. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. What we really need to do is a footpath. That's there. What we really need to do, we need to share as what we do on all these social network platforms. Years ago, we only had Yellow Pages and Thompson Local, okay, or word by mouth, and it was so important. It was so important that when we were in Yellow Pages, we were in the decking, we was in the ponds, the lawn part, the categories, right? And we paid for all those individually. It wasn't just landscaping, and it's sort of bespoking your business for the needs, so potential clients can actually see what you do and what you specialize in. Some people just specialize in ponds, or they do the arboricultural work, the tree surgery work, as we call it. And then there's some people just do general landscaping, and I'm always a bit concerned about great industry, but so unregulated. Is anyone can set up without qualifications? Yeah, absolutely, spot on. If you was in Australia, you'd have to go to TAFE. TAFE is like a college and organisation out there that you just can't be a landscaper and go along and do paving or just do decking. You have to have a license for those selected disciplines, and certainly in America and California, in places like that, they are licensed and they are regulated. And I really believe that we need to be regulated over here. You need a test of competence in this industry, and the trading standards and the local authorities actually let the consumer down, okay, and they let other contractors down simply because there are so many people that are jumping on the bandwagon and doing this work, and they have no qualification at all in it. We need more NVQs. We need some more qualifications in how to lay paving, and there's not a lot out there. There's a little bit coming, but we're open. We were last year that we was open. This year we was going to open a small academy down in Southampton and maybe get some sort of training in place. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened because of this, and things are going to be delayed for a long time. But if anybody wants any training with me with landscaping and how I go about things, you know me, I post everything out on there, and I do, and it doesn't matter how good it is, but it's just showing people. The other day, for example, I did that design, just a concept design, very simple, 20 minutes, but it was to scale, okay? And it wasn't a Renoir or a Monet, but it was quite clear what they were gonna get in a plan view, okay? In a bird's eye view, that plan the garden length by width, different areas, and that's how you get some clarity. So important that contractors out there always have some T's and C's. Alistair Smith said, John Bush, do we really want to go down a highly regulated route where you can pay to be a member of this and that? I've got tickets for window fitting and wood burners, money for old rug. Yeah, maybe it is the case, but I think there really is a case for some sort of regulation. And you know, I did a vlog last year about mistaken identity, and it wasn't me. So I think maybe in that case, in that situation, it was no good for me. It didn't help me that these people were actually slating me off, and it wasn't me, it was somebody else. I was nowhere near, and they were warned off by the police, and they were starting to leave some really nasty comments on all my social network platforms. So that was really sort of could be really detrimental to your business. So maybe regulation in that respect, Alistair, would be good. Well, there you are. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to sort of produce some good content, or some, you know, good. I don't know if hip hop music and those time lapse are good or not, but it seems to be what everybody wants, and always trying to work out what people like. You know, just tell me, you know, and just give me some feedback of actually what you like and what you would like to see. I'm going to carry on bringing these daily diaries and to show you what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis now, and how I'm going about things, how I'm coping living with this COVID-19. It's a terrible thing, and while we're here, we got to say thank you to the NHS. You know, thank you for what you're doing. It's inspirational what they've done, and lives are being lost. Time lapse, says Alistair Smith. Yeah, maybe we will. No, seriously, guys. We got to say a big thank you to the NHS and all the services and everyone and anyone who's on the front lines. Let's try and adhere to what the government are telling us, and you know, limit the impact and the strain on the NHS by staying home, or even if you go out. I go for a walk with my dogs, but there is no one around. There is no one around, and we're limiting the impact in that respect. So look, stay safe. Thanks for joining this live stream. Like it, and please keep the views going. Just to read what Anthony Wad Adventure says. Very keen to come and do a volunteering with you on weekends. It really is a possibility. I can drive an excavator, use a chainsaw. I think, Anthony, it'd be great to actually have you here with us. You know, just feel free, come along, and you may learn something, and you may learn a little bit more about me. I'm a decent guy, and I care about people. Sometimes I've got a bit of a short temper. I used to have in the past, but with the social networks and doing these videos like this, it actually helps me to keep a level head. Yeah, but more than happy to get you along. The wind's picking up. It's been a cold day today. It said it was going to be sunny. Hopefully this will keep people in. Please could you do a mention and remind people to give blood? Thanks. Yeah, great point, Tom Jones. Yeah, you know, give blood. We must remember to give blood. I don't know how that actually is at the moment, Tom, with the NHS. I'm sure they will want blood because they're still needed, but you know, yeah, definitely, that's a great point. Phil Shaw says, if it was closer, would come and spend a day with you. Phil, where are you? Maybe I'll come to you. And if you guys are actually needing any advice or anything at any point, or if I can help with anything in any shape or form, it's easier for me to speak to you as opposed to texting things and messaging. Awesome, thanks a lot. Stay safe, and we'll email soon. No problem. You take care, all of you. Thanks for joining this live stream, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.